Oregon, a land of adventure and awe.
That was a great take.
A treasure, majestic and hidden. A state that calls out for exploration and experience. The journey of discovery begins now. From KGW, this is Grants Getaways.
Hi there, I'm Grant McComey, your host and outdoor reporter for KGW's Grants Getaways, where each week we explore Oregon's people, places, and outdoor adventures. You know, most news reporters that I know are like stones skipping across the surface of a pond that is moving from story to story each day of the week. While I, on the other hand, have gotten myself good and wet, thoroughly immersed in some timely issue, some fascinating people, exciting outdoor adventures. I have also traveled from corner to corner, thousands of miles, and here is a little secret: I have loved every minute of it. Part of the pleasure I enjoy is the opportunity to bring those stories to you. And this week on Grants Getaways, we head for the rugged edge of Oregon to search for all things shiny, the little rocky nuggets that arrive on the tides called agates. And it's the land of the giants that are massive and magnificent, and you can see them anytime. And Oregon City shows off a new monumental mural that captures the Oregon outdoors. We meet the artist of the unique art project and see how it was done. But first, grab a rod and reel and don't forget the waders as we head down a stretch of Oregon whitewater casting for winter steelhead.
What a gorgeous day, not a cloud in the sky.
Sunup arrives cold, clear, and early in winter.
We wear these all the time.
Especially when the fishing is your thing.
Perfect water for this type of fishing. It's perfect.
As the sun streams meet a river's rapids, lucky anglers find Oregon outdoor adventure on Tillamook County's Nestucca River.
All right, let's go catch some fish.
We've gathered to run the river's rapids with John Kronhofer, who casts baits for king-size steelhead from his 15-foot inflatable raft.
These rafts are designed for white water. I've just adapted them to fishing. With the rafts, if I hit a rock, I just bounce off of them. It's no big deal. Just on the other side of that current there.
We cast into secret spots where John's caught steelhead before, with bobbers and brightly colored yarn flies and jigs for bait.
I can take people fishing that have never fished before in their life, and within 30 minutes, they're effectively fishing for steelhead. You watch the bobber. When the bobber goes down, you set the hook and you've got them.
John's hooked on a plan that needs angler assistance, catching wild steelhead not to keep, but to keep alive for a fishery future.
All right, McComey, let's go down here and see if we can catch one. This is one of my favorite spots when the water's this height.
State fishery biologist Chris Knutson took a day off to join us.
It's a great way to get anglers involved in participating in development of their fisheries. They provide the fish, the broodstock fish, for our program, and it's just a great way to engage the public.
And that's where I come in.
Nice and easy. What is it?
Big old fish.
I don't know if he's got a big old stick or what he's got here. Seems to be lively though.
This is pretty cool.
Oh, it's a nice little fish. And I think
Oh, that's
it's
a
got
big
an
fish.
antelope.
That's a male for the broodstock tank.
Knutson says the Nestucca broodstock program needs 60 adult fish. That's about 1% of the run. The fish provide 90,000 eggs for a hatchery program that'll eventually provide steelhead anglers can keep.
Woo! Good job, John.
The 12-pound male is exactly what the program needs, and Knutson's raft has what the fish needs.
We fill them full of water. We have a small 12-volt battery and a system plumbed inside to provide fresh circulating water for these fish, and they do really well in there.
Breathing nice. Just a beautiful fish. When you least expect it.
I I thought it was the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh my, the bottom's moving. And so must we on the fast track down the river. Now, normally a fishing trip comes to an end when we reach the takeout, but not today. We're taking my steelhead down to the hatchery where it promises a new fishery future. The angler-caught steelhead have a new home at Cedar Creek Hatchery. The fish will be live spawned later and then returned to the river.
This is a really unique opportunity to get the anglers out there, get them involved in developing their own fishery, and they see the benefits and returns from those when these fish come back.
A promising program that'll keep anglers coming back to the Nestucca River. Stay with us. We head for the rugged edge of Oregon to search for all things shiny, the little rocky nuggets that arrive on the tides called agates, when Grants Getaways continues. As the wintertime surf floods and ebbs, beachcombers wander, seeking secrets from the tides.
So let's see what we find on down this way.
But Kay Myers insists the best beach adventures begin down the long staircase at the Moolac Beach Motel, where it doesn't take long and you don't go far.
Most newcomers usually go down by the water line because they know it's freshly agitated and they can find stuff that's fresh. They don't realize that there's stuff up here.
The stuff that Myers searches for
Nice piece.
includes colorful agates and jaspers, plus fossils that reach back millions of years.
Oh, you found one full of fossils? Yeah.
This quite old.
Yes, these are the ones that are 15 to 20 million years old. We generally think it's from this area because we have so much of it in the hillside.
While the fossils are fun,
Here we go.
it's the rocks that get the twice over.
And it looks like there's an agate right under that rock.
Agates are small rocky nuggets of silica that formed inside ancient rocks or shells.
Yeah, there's something.
And across millions of years, the outer layer wears away and the agate remains. Agates come in varied colors ranging from orange to red or pink to lavender, even black.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Red jasper.
You've got red jasper with some gold on it. That's a pretty fancy one. That'll polish up really well. It enhances it, just makes it smooth, finishes it out. The nature has done a good job of rounding it off, but polishing it brings it to a high luster. And you can make it into jewelry or whatever you want to with it.
Myers knows much about where to go and when to be there rock hounding along the coast. She's even written a couple of popular booklets on Oregon's fascinating geology that'll set you on the right track.
It's relaxing, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. You know, ever since first grade show and tell, I've been interested and I haven't lost that zest for it yet. It's always such a treasure to see something new. So we're trying to help everyone, you know, enjoy all that Oregon has to offer.
Shortcuts are meant to get you where you're going faster, but you'll put on the brakes and savor a unique perspective on Oregon's past at the 3 Mile Museum. It's an outdoor tip of the week. Winter's hold seems firm and lasting across Oregon on a day marked by more fresh snowfall. Well, across the Tualatin Valley, it's quiet times, and the farming life is mostly indoors.
Welcome to our museum.
Tom Meyer is a lifelong learner and self-proclaimed protector of Oregon's past at a place you've likely missed.
We are exactly 3 miles from the cutoff to Gales Creek, and this is the 3 Mile Museum.
It's a home for one-of-a-kind farm tools that got the jobs done when ingenuity was born of necessity.
This is what they call a shoe stretcher.
Items headed for the landfill and irreverent death. For decades, Meyer has scoured old homesteads and family estate sales.
This one here just blew my mind away. Evidently, he wasn't close enough to the hospital.
And gathered together items that can leave you scratching your head.
When you see an original, authentic, antique artifact that says Oregon, believe me, you will know it. It just jumps out at you.
There are really old political buttons and fishing stuff to catch big ones. 14,000 items and growing each day inside the kind of place that just makes you feel good to see that someone cares this much about our past.
Their philosophy was use it up, wear it out, make it do.
Tom admits to 40 years of pack ratting, but selectively.
Original Nikes.
You see, this former grade school teacher is adamant that we risk losing ourselves when we lose touch with where we've come from.
I like to have things that nobody else has. How many people have a museum in their own backyard?
So his 3-mile museum is a tie that binds us with our stuff, Oregon's past with the present.
Why have this stuff if you can't show it off?
Stay with us. We visit the land of the giants that are massive and magnificent, and you can see them anytime when Grants Getaways continues. When you step into Washington County's land of the giants,
yeah, I wish it was overcast. Now it'd be easier to see them there.
it's best to have them in clear focus.
These are magnificent, huge trees, and it's hard to capture that on film.
2 rows of giant sequoia trees stand like sentinels just off Porter Road near Forest Grove.
Wow.
They are a wonder and a challenge for famed Oregon photographer Steve Terrell.
I like to photograph from out here, showing the whole realm of it. Then also get inside, show this beautiful twisted, gnarly bark and branches they have. It's almost magical looking. And when you walk in there, you're a little bit of a magical forest. It's really interesting.
The giants reach back to settlement days when entrepreneur John Ramsey Porter, fresh and flush from the California goldfields, settled in the county. Historian Mary Jo Morelli says Porter sold seedlings and seeds to eager homeowners wanting to show off their economic success, like these giants along Hawthorne Street.
Because they're so magnificent.
Word of mouth and a solid reputation meant easy sales for Porter to 19th century homeowners eager to make a statement.
We have the largest ones because of the early plantings. And they still are just this magnificent tree that works with the name Forest Grove. Just looking out over the town, you can see all the sequoias popping up.
There are more than 100 giant sequoias across the town, each more than 140 years old. This giant on the corner of Pacific and B is one for the record books. 152 feet tall, 32 feet around, largest in Oregon, and a state heritage tree that Terrell can't resist.
I try to get that feeling, I just try that. And it's the majestic power those trees have too, but the flow, every tree has a different flow to it. What I want people to do is look at this and say, geez, these are gorgeous. This is in Oregon, this is in Portland, I can go see this stuff.
Terrell says you don't have to travel far to see magnificent heritage trees, including the Hoyt Arboretum.
Oh, it's just unbelievably beautiful. It's a great place to come hike, enjoy yourself.
Terrell's been documenting hundreds of city heritage trees through a project sponsored by the Portland City Parks. You can walk to many of the city and state heritage trees or visit them online and discover the stories the giants can tell. Some giants reach into the distant past. Here is a rare piece of protected nature you can visit on this outdoor tip of the week. 2 years ago, we bushwhacked through backwoods
From here on, we're going to go downhill.
and found the oldest resident of the region.
This tree is between 800 and 1,200 years old.
Holy smoke. I never knew.
Lifelong local Don Best led us into the Rockaway Beach Cedar Wetlands Preserve. He'd been visiting the area since he was a kid.
It's amazing back here. I mean, a lot of people don't know this is back here.
Just a secret?
It's been our secret, yeah.
Prized and protected for science and education, the city of Rockaway decided there had to be a better way to give more people easy access into the 50-acre preserve. So over the past 2 summers, a new boardwalk trail went up. Workers weren't allowed to dig in the wetlands, so the trail's foundation is unique. 8-sided fiberglass pods that seem to float above the wetlands, but provide secure base for the clear-grained cedar lumber.
This is yellow cedar. If you're doing woodworking, this is about the best.
Now families can stroll the mile-long out and back. Keep watch overhead. Ospreys like to nest here. The turnaround offers a massive deck with plenty of elbow room and surrounds the old cedar. The tree measures 50 feet around and rises more than 150 feet in the air. Marked by gnarly bark and a contorted trunk, this gargantuan cedar is a magnificent champion that can be enjoyed year-round.
What's special about it is this is the way the coast forests used to look like. And it's never been touched, never been logged, so it's just the way it looked hundreds of years ago.
Don Best says the entire scene is an island of history and worth a pause to consider.
We used to play here, and we used to go in here all the time. And it got so thick that we couldn't walk, and so we had to crawl on our hands and knees through the creek to get down here. It was full of salal and full of everything else, and now they built this walkway in here, and you get through it pretty easy.
The Rockaway Cedar Wetlands Preserve will set your clock back, and that is a good thing.
Not another one like it here in Western Oregon.
Stay with us. Oregon City shows off a new monumental mural that captures the Oregon outdoors. We meet the artist of the unique art project to see how it was done when Grants Getaways continues. Creekside time in early fall slows down as the tiny things come into view.
I love the way the water changes the color of the rocks.
A time when an artist sees what most of us miss.
Above the water, they're a whole different thing than below the water, and I love that.
Sherry Erickson fell in love with the Oregon outdoors as a kid. Her skill at capturing the details is surpassed only by her passion for the place.
When I paint, I become hyper aware of light and noises. You can hear the water move the rocks, kind of a weird sort of rhythm, and you can hear the rocks under the water. After a while, you get tuned into that kind of thing.
Erickson calls herself a natural illustrator who lets landscapes breathe life into her work. She has traveled the region for work with wildlife agencies, and her favorite waterfowl, right there, harlequin ducks.
They migrate up and down streams, then everybody will go to sea, and they'll be at sea for a while. It's a really interesting life cycle that they have.
Inside a cozy studio in Forest Grove, Oregon, she boasts a 4-decade-long career as a professional artist, whose passion was born from childhood backpacking and fishing trips with her dad. Recently, Erickson won recognition on a stupendous, absolutely monumental scale. Here, the new Clackamas County Courthouse, a 6-story, 240,000 square foot centerpiece for the county's government campus in Oregon City.
I mean, you can't miss it. It's like in-your-face mural. And the rest of the building's very modern and very quiet. It kind of plays off each other, I think. And so having this organic mural in there, I think it looks great together.
2 murals, each measures 9 feet tall and nearly 40 feet long. Her idea was to show off the county's natural world in a competition she entered and won last spring. Her work was born of a simple idea: the outdoors can heal.
Helps people relax and get away from their everyday cares, so it doesn't trigger anybody with PTSD or anything like that, which is important in a space like this.
More impressive, the murals are a blend of her art and new technology that took her tiny paintings and created gigantic digital murals.
It's my actual painting that I took a photograph of. We blew it way up, and then I repainted everything digitally by hand, just like regular, no paint, just digital though. It looks like paint.
Her massive digital files, numbered in the hundreds of gigabytes each, were sent to Solberg Industries in Utah.
Typically we print colors, we print office graphics, we print logos, but this was the first time that we did in fact print artist's artwork to be installed as an art installation.
The murals were created as scores of acoustic panels made from recycled plastics that provide incredible, colorful, accurate details.
I was ecstatic to be able to see what we were able to do with her work, and specifically to see the quality of her work made me excited. Every panel was exciting to me.
Back at the courthouse, the remarkable monumental murals capture the Clackamas County mountains and watersheds, the wildlife and the plants.
My purpose being an artist is not for me, it's for other people. So when I put my art out there, when I hear people say, oh, that reminds me of a place I've been, or it makes me relaxed or whatever, then I've done what I'm supposed to do.
And aren't we lucky that's so true? We have all the details, directions, and the contact information for all the stories in this week's show on the KGW website, so be sure to check it out. Finally, it's always been my hope that Grants Getaways helps people smile and swell a bit with pride for all there is to see and do in Oregon. For gosh sakes, why live here if you don't go searching for those singular moments that set Oregon apart from just about everywhere else? So get out here and explore the Oregon outdoors and let KGW's Grants Getaways be your guide. For KGW and Grants Getaways, I'm Grant McComb.
Grants Getaways on KGW is sponsored by Bell Buoy of Seaside, England Marine and Industrial Supply, and Fishhawk Fisheries.